What's up guys, it's Yesk here, and today I will be creating a logo in Adobe Illustrator. I know people have wanted this done for a while, and I haven't really been able to get to it as I've been working on a lot of different things, not just in design related. And I hope you guys can forgive me for that. I'll try to stay on top of things, but between school, logo design, video game development, it's just quite a lot to handle, so I'll do my best to do this one, and we'll see what you guys want to do next. Today we're going to go over the basics of a logo and how I create them. I always start with either a square, such as this. To do this, you would just hold shift and drag the square. I can do it again. Hold shift, drag. Becomes a perfect square. I either start with a square or a circle. To make a perfect circle, you can do the same. If you want to use your point as the middle anchor point of the square, or the center of the square, you can hold Alt and Shift and drag. So once you have a square, you can follow along with me. It won't really matter how large your square is, as it will be scalable to the same length. Next step, what I normally do is hold Alt and drag this square to a separate location, normally right beside it. And once you have these two squares, you can really just explore. Right now, we're just going to connect these four here. Once you have these four connected, you can drag them to the center if you have the correct version of Adobe. If you don't, then you can just leave them where they are. I just prefer to have the center point like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the ellipse tool, and I'm going to hold Alt and Shift and drag it from the center to the point of the ending squares. And once you have that done, I'm going to do it once again, but to the very outer. So then we have, sorry for the interruption in the real video, this is just showing you how to cut the circle since I didn't show it in the original recording. So what you want to do is you want to use the shape builder tool, like I will show you in the future in the video. What you want to do is hold Alt and click, and that's how you'll get rid of the circle there. You can also Alt and drag and stuff to select certain things, multiple things to get rid of. So then we have the same width of the circle along with the width of the squares. Once you have this, you can remove the 4 or at least 3 of the 4 squares just for efficiency. Oops. Okay, yeah, you can remove these 3. And with this one, you can really, in reality, you can do whatever. I'm just going to be showing you the basics of logo design, how you can like manipulate things, and how to make circles. It's just really basic stuff right now. If you guys want me to go further in depth with the next video, I can definitely do that, or if you'd like me to do something else, please suggest it. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to drag this circle down here, and now we're going to select all of this shape here. You can select the whole thing, and then if you have your toolbar like this, the tool that we're going to be using is called the shape builder tool. It's right here, or Shift M. If you have it like this, it's going to be down here. So once you click this, you can remove this by holding the Alt key and clicking on the space you want to remove, or you can drag over the spaces if you want to remove more than one. If you want to connect them, you don't have to hold Alt, you can just select them. It'll connect these 2 points so they're no longer 2 different pieces. If you accidentally click the perspective grid tool, you can easily get out of it. Your toolbar may be over it, but if it's snapped right into the side, it won't be. If it's like that, just move it over and click the little X button while you have the tool still on. There we go. Once you have this, as I said, you can remove this piece right here. This will give us a little C shape right here. Once you have this C shape, this really lets you explore with your creativity. Normally I would have a sketched out for this, but right now I do not. So we're just going to drag this rectangle, or I mean this square, over here, and then we can drag it right here. A lot of the times, if you don't really know what you're doing, you can just zoom out and you can kind of get like a further understanding of what you're planning to do. Like from this, I could go to a D, I could go to a P, an R, a G, or I could stay with the C. I could flip it 90 degrees, this, and extend the 2 out and go for an A. It's really what you guys want to do. But for now, let's just get the basics out. We're going to copy these 2 here, if you're following along, and put them right in this corner here. So this bottom right here should snap to the bottom of this. Once you have this done, you can drag one more over here. It should snap. If it doesn't snap, don't do it because it's going to be a random location. Once you have this, we're going to be grabbing this piece here. Once you have that, we're going to grab these 3 pieces here. Hold Alt and drag them out of here. That's how you copy and paste an image. If you want to do it a different way, it's Control-C, Control-V. But I just prefer holding Alt. I have a little more control. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Actually, I'm going to rotate it reverse 90 degrees or 270. And I'm going to rotate another negative 90. And we're going to put it right in the center. So we have a basic thing. We can drag these to the end. We don't need them exact. Make sure they snap to the end. Now your spacing is exact. And you know the spacing everywhere. From this, you don't really know what it looks like. It kind of looks like an S or like a G if you remove these two. And you go backwards. I know I haven't shown you guys this, but I'm assuming you guys know. If you don't, it's Control Z and then Control Shift Z to go forwards, I believe. Yep. Okay. I don't really know until I actually press it. So what we're going to do is just mess around a little bit more. We'll select this whole thing, use the Shape Builder tool. We're going to remove this and this. Hold Alt, select. Oh, alright, I see what I did. Also, if you use the Shape Builder tool and you only select the edge here, while holding Alt, it'll only remove that edge and it'll go to the next anchor point available. Once you have this, you can drag this rectangle right here up to the middle of this circle. It should still connect or snap. At this point here, you can either see an S or an H. Once you practice a lot, you'll be a lot better at forming random things just based on thought. I'm going to drag this square right here up to here, and then I'm going to do it once again. Then I'm going to drag this one all the way down just to see how I don't have anything planned here, folks, so sorry about that. It's not going to look insanely good. It's probably my fault. You can also do that on this side. Same thing. Drag square, square. Drag it to the end. Oftentimes when... I would never do this for client work personally. But oftentimes when I'm just really bored or I have a mental block or creative block, I will just do this for fun and eventually I'll get something nice out of it. Most of the time. Sometimes I'll just scrap them. It really depends. If you're spending too much time on a logo design that you're not actually sure about, I would say just ask someone else or just don't do it. Those can only end badly. It takes away a lot of your time when you could be thinking of another one. Sorry, I'm just going without you guys here. If you want me to explain it, basically I just grabbed a square out from here, based it by putting one right in the middle and then dragging it out again and snapping it to the end of it. And then what I'm doing from there is I'm dragging them to the end of these points and then dragging these down. And then I'm going to drag this one to the end. And I'm just doing random things really. I don't really know what I'm doing. Maybe you want to rotate it or something. Rotate it again. This brings another good lesson into play. Okay, what we're going to do, if you have this, if you've been following along, we're going to create a circle from within, so holding Alt and Shift. Make sure you're snapped between this point and this point right here. The 2 points before the curve in the circle, or the semicircle. Make sure you're not snapped at a different location. You could always be, say if something was right here, you might be like too far down and snapped. Always make sure you're snapped at the 2 anchor points. And once you are, we're going to drag it all the way down to this piece here, make sure it snaps. And then all the way down to the end of this piece here. And this is how you round off a large edge. My apologies. You select all of the things that you just created. If you can't, if you select all this, just like remove it by holding Alt and Shift and clicking them. Clicking the things you want to remove. Like so. Use the Shape Builder tool, apply it right here to both of these, and apply it to these. And now you have a rounded edge similar to this one, or in proportion to this edge right here. Instead of doing that on the other side, you can just Alt drag that out, flip it 180 degrees. Here's how you can align something really easily. Just want to know, select the thing you want to align like this. If you want it to align to the very end, you can use the align thing, and horizontal align right will bring it all the way to the right here and no further or no less. Then you can do all the way to the top, which is top or vertical align top, yeah. And now it's already aligned to this bit. Once we have all this, we can select all the pieces we want to remove, like so. And yeah. Keep in mind that you shouldn't, if you make this or follow along, even though it's not very good, it just does cover the basics so you can explore your own logos. I will personally not be selling this, and I hope you guys don't either. I'm going to drag it to the center once again, and we're going to explore a little bit more before we finish off. So once we have this, I'm going to drag a square here. And I'm going to drag it across, and then I'm going to remove these. That's quite interesting. I don't know if I like that. I'm also going to remove these just to, you know, stay the same. And now we have more of an N within this thing that we've created. Planned logos will often turn out better as you really know your limitations on them, you know what you couldn't make, you know what you could. And these logos often just are completely random. If you're sketching a logo and you don't really make anything for a reason, if you have a thing that's somewhere not for a specific reason, then it shouldn't even be in the logo, in my opinion. Let's say you have a football and but the brand isn't really about football, so they didn't really ask you to put a football in there or do anything with a football, or even like say their brand was related to footballs. I would definitely not recommend adding a football. So this is what we have so far. I'd say it's about done. It looks pretty good just for like an N with a square inside of it. I mean with a square outside of it, my apologies. And it's easy to see from far away. That's another thing you should look for always in logo designs. Make sure you can see them from far away. You can easily distinguish it, which is something we'll value. And once you have this whole thing done here, you can simply go to the Pathfinder and select this. If there are things that don't line up, such as these, you can try doing this. In some logos it may not work, in this one it does, just cause. If it doesn't, then you can put a square over it or pen tool things onto it. But I don't think I'll show you guys that in this tutorial. If you guys want to see anything else in the future, make sure to tell me and I will definitely do it. I appreciate all of your criticism, all of your feedback, and all of everything. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, this small tutorial. Again, I would appreciate if you didn't try to sell this or claim it was yours. If you want to share this tutorial out, or I hope you used this tutorial and learned a lot from it, or just learned a few things, or maybe you didn't even learn anything. I apologize for that. If you did like the video though and you learned something, I would appreciate the thumbs up. If you did not like the video and you didn't learn anything, or you didn't like the logo, or anything like that, you can thumbs down the video, leave me some constructive criticism, that always helps. I really appreciate you guys. Sorry the outro is so long. Have a great day or night or whatever time it is for you, and peace out guys.